I'm an unsafe driver. I'm reckless, and I drive fast. And real driving bores me.
I think anybody that goes out in public and intentionally drives recklessly...
Yourself. I'm done. You can suck my Andrew.
That really hurts my feelings that nobody wants to get in the car with me. Sorry! I'm sorry!
What are you doing? That was a stop sign.
I think you're probably the worst driver we've ever had.
Canada's Worst Driver is a reality TV show where a group of 8 drivers come together to participate in many different challenges designed to help them improve their overall driving skills. The show has its own twist on the idea of elimination, as contestants aim to graduate as soon as possible rather than avoiding elimination. Every episode, a group of driving experts will assess each contestant to determine who gets to leave, and the last remaining person will be crowned Canada's worst driver.
Last person left behind will be named Canada's worst driver.
In season 12, a total of 500 people were nominated by the viewers to participate in the show, and only a few of them were selected. Krystal, being one of the few, is arguably the most infamous contestant on the show. You've probably seen clips of her on TikTok or Instagram where she displays her horrendous driving skills and her obnoxious personality. Krystal makes her first appearance in season 12, episode 1, but just to give you a perspective of how bad Krystal might be, 500 other drivers were nominated before being shortlisted, and those drivers were already quite bad.
In fact, you nominated 500 people, including one woman who gets out of her car before emerging onto the highway just to see if anyone's coming. And you know what? She didn't even make the short list for the nation's most unwanted vehicular award.
Oh my god, there's...
We got Tyler, the drink driver and hit and run artist.
Tyler's wife, Jana, says he has a habit that's worse than hitting and running.
Yeah, it's drinking and driving.
Daniela, the highway menace. Diana, the mage.
Do any of them help you drive?
I'm a good driver.
She's wrecked every vehicle she's owned.
Some other lesser-known side characters, and the most infamous of them all, Krystal McCann.
Terrified the crew who shot her bio last week so much, no one will ride with her.
That really hurts my feelings that nobody wants to get in the car with me.
Her driving skills are so terrifyingly bad that the camera crew would rather shit their own pants than sit in a car
I would rather
with her.
get fucked up the arse by the devil.
The only brave soul daring enough to do so is her brother Steven.
I have a 13-inch penis.
In the first episode, the drivers were tasked to drive themselves to the rehabilitation center on their own as kind of a way to gauge how bad they really are.
Good luck, everybody else!
In the first drive alone, Krystal has somehow managed to commit multiple traffic violations.
I asked Krystal to turn her cell phone off, but...
I'm not going to turn it off, I'm just not going to text it.
She goes 70 in a 40 zone like she's Max Verstappen.
What's the speed limit here?
Steven, directions only.
She does a little off-roading on the sidewalk.
It's okay, I'll get off the sidewalk.
Texts while driving.
How embarrassing.
And then proceeds to demonstrate her drag racing skills while crying beforehand, claiming that she is not the worst driver ever.
I'm not the worst driver.
Whoever gave her her driver's license knew what they were doing. There must have been some kind of evil villain unleashing this maniac as an act of terror. Before the first shoot, the directors of the show conducted a preliminary assessment of her driving skills.
When we met her at home, Krystal's bio shoots started the way they always do.
That's a red light. What are you doing?
I was already in the road.
With our cameraman tailing in a follow car.
Well, you're going to let me go,
so he could capture some exteriors of her bad driving. The action inside the vehicle at this point always gets captured on small stationary cameras.
You know the camera crew was scared shitless when they would only follow her from a different car instead of physically being in the same one as that traffic demon. In the video, she does the same bread and butter combo, running red lights,
It's a red light. You're going through a red light.
There's nobody here.
running stop signs,
No respect for stop signs.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
speeding and swerving out of lanes like she's Vin Diesel. Not only that, but she has also somehow managed to lose the follow car 4 times in an hour like she's playing Need for Speed Heat.
Krystal lost our follow car for the 4th time in an hour.
Do you think they're gonna beat me then? I'm gonna race them.
They're not. We're not racing. They're not going to beat you there. They're lost because you drove too fast.
She then commits many more atrocities that scared the camera crew so bad that they had to throw in the towel and call it a day.
The camera team was so scared, they cut the day short.
We then cut back to her drive on the way back to the rehabilitation center, and Krystal, being Krystal, decides to continue terrorizing other road users just because she was bored.
what?
Krystal, that's a solid line.
I'm bored.
I'm surprised she hasn't even ran anyone over yet. The contestants all drive to the same rehabilitation center, and despite driving like an absolute power-hungry speed demon, she was the last one to arrive.
Which means the only nominee who hasn't arrived yet is Krystal.
The reason for this was that she decided that it was a good idea for her to rip up the directions. Why, you ask?
I guess we'll never know.
When her brother called her out for disobeying the stop sign, she thought it was a good idea to brake check in front of a motorbike in retaliation.
The result is criminal charges.
What are you doing? That was a stop sign. You need to stop at stop signs, especially when you're going onto a
I'll
highway.
stop here for you.
There's motorbikes. What are you doing?
Stop it.
You don't slam your brakes on in front of a motorbike.
After that blasphemous display of driving, it was extremely satisfying seeing her being called an idiot by the host of the show, Andrew Younghusband. Younghusband.
I'm gonna look you in the eye and tell you you're a selfish idiot. I think you're probably the worst driver we've ever had. And so much of that comes from a place of selfishness. Am I off base?
You're a little harsh.
A little? Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. My question is, am I off base?
No.
No. The way you drive can only be described as the driving of a horrible person.
The second section of episode 1 takes us through the assessment challenge. Honestly, this part was kinda hard to watch. If you hadn't already guessed, she fails this challenge miserably.
Oh no.
I'm gonna cry again.
Honestly, just put a newborn baby behind the wheel and they'd do a much better job at it than her.
Because part of rehab is you solving your own problems.
Get this one out!
Episode 1 ends there, and we basically got to see all that we needed to from Krystal. Due to some time constraints, I'm gonna have to skip episode 2 and just go straight into episode 3 because honestly, this would have taken like an hour long to record.
Don't make. Oh, I almost punched you in your chest just now.
The next episode opens up with the first activity that tests a driver's rudimentary skill of using the mirrors and reversing through a figure 8 course. Krystal, being the iPad kid that she is, wasn't even listening.
She's too busy texting.
Pay attention, man. We're here for you.
I am.
We're here for you.
She was probably too busy scrolling through TikTok, watching the 5th AI Yeti video in the past hour.
Today, my wife left me. Which means more time for de-rinking!
When it was the wizard's turn to do the course, she burned some incense and left it in the back seat as part of her protection force spell or something.
Diana starts this challenge by praying, lighting incense, and drawing strange symbols on the windshield.
Somehow, Krystal was repelled by the spell, which kinda makes sense because after all, she is a traffic demon herself.
A symbol of eternal love.
Yeah.
And infinity beyond that. I'm dying.
What are you doing?
We're dying back here. You're dying back there. It's eternal life. Why are you so scared?
You're dying from Diana's incense?
Yeah, it's killing all of us.
Funny that you would say you're killing all of us from a piece of incense, and you text and drive all the time at high speed.
When it came to her turn, it was no surprise that she did the absolute worst out of everyone there. Using her side mirrors is a foreign concept to her, as, in her words, she has never used them before.
Krystal never uses her side mirrors.
The roid rage hit her hard when she started crashing out trying to figure out how they even work.
Like, what am I supposed to see?
My face.
No.
No, you don't. You don't have it set correctly.
Well, I don't know how to set a mirror, Andrew. You know I've never done this before. Oh my God, I'm already angry and I haven't even started driving.
Setting a mirror shouldn't make you angry. This is what we're here for.
She then decides to drive the van like she's in some kind of demolition derby, demonstrating her impressive skill of frequently puncturing her tires every month.
See, that's not a crawl, Krystal. That's not going in a crawl.
Krystal's aggressive driving punctured the tire. It's something she's frighteningly familiar with.
I break a lot of tires, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Like how often?
Like once a month.
Like once a month you get a flat?
Yeah.
I've come to wonder how she even affords all that and who even let her behind the wheel. I've seen a dog do better than her. The next challenge went by pretty fast for Krystal. The challenge includes having to drive with over 50 gallons of water on top of a car while trying to not spill any of it into the front cabin. As soon as the challenge started, Krystal decided that she hadn't taken her morning bath and proceeds to empty the entire tank within the first few minutes.
Oh my God.
I don't want to get wet.
Oh my God. No.
No! Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Why is it still spilling?
Why are you stopping? Get up to 60! Get up to 60! Oh! Straight Odin's beard!
Not even a few meters past the starting line, Krystal quits the challenge.
I'm done.
At the end of the episode, the person who was allowed to graduate and leave was this guy.
Yes, man. You've proven yourself worthy of being on Canadian roads, so...
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir. Here's your license back.
And here's your 20 bucks.
You lost a bet?
Yep.
She lost. Who did you bet on?
I was going home before him.
You idiot! You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you. But your ego is pissing me off. You think you're the shit. You think you're so high and mighty.
In my honest opinion, he could have bet his left nutsack and not even have to worry about it. In what world did she think she was gonna graduate before him?
Stupid.
The episode ends there with one less contestant among the group who will be named
Canada's worst driver.
That's just about everything I can cover in this video without making it too long. Again, I'm sorry I had to skip episode 2. The amount of things Krystal has done would take about an hour or more to cover, and that's just impossible for me. I think it's better for me to split it into 2 parts to make it easier, but that really just depends on how this video performs. If you've liked the video and would like to see a part 2, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and I can continue.
We do not care.